Well, when we first moved here, the plan was to continue having a sheep farm, and we arrived from Ontario with about 500 sheep and all the associated farm machinery to go with it. So we continued to do that for a couple of years. We had 500 sheep. We grew all our own grain. We grew all our own hay, and we were running a successful sheep farm. But then we wanted to diversify a little bit and do something with sheep's wool, which we thought perhaps would be a little more profitable than just the meat from the lambs. So we started a small wool shop on the farm. We opened up the back part of our house and put up 2 signs, and we were selling wool blankets and some yarn and some sheepskins. And the story goes, the day that Johnny went along the road to put the signs up, before he got back from putting the second sign up, we already had the first customer at the door. So we thought that was a good sign of the way the shop operation might go. We have 2 children. We have Rory, who's 10, and Katie, who's 7. Both Rory and Katie are at River John Consolidated School. Rory's in grade 4 and Katie's in grade 2. And they're very happy there. They like the school, and it seems to be a good school for them, so they're quite happy there. I think it's a small community. It's a small school. The children in the school all know each other. The older children play with the younger children. It's not as if they're just with their own age group, and it's more like a real community feeling in the school, as opposed to just being a place where children go and do their learning. Because the community is small, any activities that go on in the community, the same children are in all the activities, so you get to know the children, you get to know the families, and so it's not just their time in school, but the whole community as a whole, I guess, they're benefiting from. We go to the Salem United Church, and so there's a Sunday school there that we're involved in. Rory had been involved in the Beavers and the Cubs. Katie's now involved in the Brownies for the girls. So they're both involved in that. In the summertime, there's a recreation program that they were both involved in. Rory plays hockey, although that's in Tatamagouche, but a lot of the River John kids go there. There's a school drama club that's going, and there's a school basketball team that's going that the children are involved in. So that keeps them busy.
Oh, well, there's no question the kids do benefit by living on the farm, and we never worry about burglars or, there's no crime worth speaking about in the area. It's pretty nice, actually, when you look at a lot of places.
And the children are, because this is the only life they've ever known, they like the idea of being able to, go out the back door, front door, whenever they please. They can hop on their bike and go for a ride. If they want to go for a walk around the fields or around the ponds, they can do that without having us worrying constantly. I mean, you worry as a parent what your child's doing or where they're going, but you don't have to worry as you would in a city or a town, wondering about other people around. So they have a lot of space where they can play on their own. And it's funny, we were traveling recently in the city, and Rory spent a week in the city in the summertime, and he said, Mom, it was nice to be in the city, but I really like living in the country. So, and that was his own perspective. That wasn't anything we had primed him with, or, we'd asked him, which do you like better? He came up with that comment on his own. So I think, they do appreciate the fact that there's lots of open space. And
I think being close to the water, for me, is the biggest thing. Having grown up in Scotland, and I grew up in, beside the water, beside the sea. When we moved to Ontario, I really missed that, and so coming to River John for me is just like going back home. It's neat to be back beside the ocean again.
And I think the fact also there's a mixture of, you have the fishing community because of the fact we're by the water. You have a great many people that work in the woods. Then you have the small farming community as well. So it's and the blending of the sort of the 3 different things. I think everyone has a lot to offer, and they seem to be sharing and cooperative with one another. There's never people competing with each other. It's more of a cooperative effort, and you see that in so many activities that happen in River John. People working together. If they're looking for a rural community, a small rural community, then from our experience here in River John, I'd recommend it. It's a friendly community. It's a welcoming community. I'd say River John School has a lot going for it, although it's small. It's a very friendly atmosphere, and the children enjoy it. I think when families are moving to an area, the school is often a major factor, and I'd say it's certainly a good school and worth coming to the area for that. The churches are welcoming. We've got lots of services right here in River John, but we've got grocery stores, post office, a wonderful library, even a couple of pizza shops, Chinese food. The fact that everything is right here. We're minutes from beautiful beaches. You can see the life of fishermen. You can see fishing communities in operation. You can spend time at the beach. It's a good community, I would say.